In Bangladesh, the word Beel means a lake with static water. And in the northern part of the country, in the Ganges-Brahmaputra floodplain, many thousands of these water bodies make up an extensive inland open water fisheries system.
এটা আমাদের কালমিনা বিল এখানে 33 হেক্টর জমি আছে এখানে আমরা মাছ চাষ করি এখানে আমরা যে বুড়ো ধান কাটা লাগবে এখন পাকতাছে পাকার পরে যখন একটু পানি আসবে তখন আমরা এই পুকুর থেকে পানি মাছ এখানে ছেড়ে দেব আর যখন এই পর্যন্ত পানি আসবে তখন আমাদের মাছ চাষের জন্য খুবই ভালো হবে
Floodplains are very important to the people because in the dry months they produces a lot of crops, but in the wet months they produces large amount of fish.
In terms of biodiversity and fish production, these inland open water fisheries are the third richest in the world after China and India. They are responsible for almost 30% of the country's fish production, with more than 8 million people depending on them for their livelihoods.
This is a fishing team. They always fish in these floodplains. They are landless people who actually use it as a permanent kind of employment opportunity for them.
Dr. Binoy Barman is an inland fisheries expert and studies the relationship between the natural services provided by the floodplains and local people's livelihoods. Unfortunately, these rich floodplains are under stress from pollution, overfishing and infrastructure development.
There are a lot of construction of the roads and there are a lot of embankments and that makes a lot of barrier for the fish to enter into the system. And there is also fishing pressure by the people.
High pesticide use to grow rice during the dry months also hampers survival rates of fish and other aquatic and wetland life during the wet season. Community fishing co-ops primarily manage floodplain fishing. To help them adapt to these challenges, in Rajshahi district, Dr. Binoy and his colleagues set up a series of experimental research sites called focal floodplains.
Beel is a focal floodplain. In this floodplain, there are 4 different villages who actually during the wet months, when it is full with water, do fish culture using community-based fish culture approach.
Fishing co-ops lease the right to harvest fish from owners of the submerged land, and to become a member, you have to buy into it. Working with the Beel Fishing Co-op, researchers studied its day-to-day operation and together with its members came up with a number of strategies to better manage the floodplain. One early innovation concerned a floating plant called shola that was found to be beneficial for a healthy fish population, and that more of it could be planted at the start of the fishing season.
এইটা আমরা এই ধান কাটার পরে এই জমিতে শুষ্ক জমিতে আমরা বপন করি বপন করার পর যখন বৃষ্টি হয়ে যায় তখন এগুলির গাছ ওঠে তারপরে কিছুদিনের মধ্যেই শোলার গাছটা বড় হয়ে যায়
Shola has an extensive root system that gives shelter to the fish, especially larvae of small fish.
এই আমরা বিনা ওয়াতেই পয়সাতেই বা বিনা ইয়াতেই এই শোলার গাছ থেকে আমরা যে মাছের খাদ্য তৈরি হয় তার থেকে অনেক লাভবান হতে পারি তদ্রূপ এরকম আমরা এরকম কাজ করে থাকি
Another revelation was that when stocking the floodplains with fish at the beginning of the wet season, size does matter.
It is better to stock this bigger size fingerling because this bigger fingerling they can get bigger size fish within a short period of time because it's only few months they hold water.
It was also discovered that small fish natural to the floodplain were more important than anyone had ever imagined.
This fish is the mola and these are the darkinas.
Stocking these small local fish, along with bigger fingerlings, as well as regulating the harvest, brings many more indigenous species into the floodplain, creating a healthier ecosystem and a more productive fishery. The size of the gratings over the intakes and outtakes of the floodplains were also found to be important for natural fish movement.
They put thick fencing in the bottom so water passes through. And also some small fish, they can also, the small larvae can go out and in.
The small grating holes keep the big stockfish in, while the little molar and dakina are free to roam the entire floodplain. Because of an overabundance of natural fish in the floodplains, the fishing co-op grants permission to the landless community members to harvest the small fish using traditional gear. This is an important innovation and helps create better relations between groups in the community.
This is Mr. Adam Ali. His village is just by the side of this floodplain. He is the poorest of the poor. আপনি এই বিল থেকে কি করেন? এই বিলের থেকে
বিল থেকে এই আমরা জালি খাওয়াই কিছু
মাছ ধরেন। ওই মাছ দিয়ে কি করেন?
ওই মাছ বেচিয়া বিক্রি করে বেশি খাইয়া দুইটা বিক্রি করেন।
আপনি এই ছাড়া আর কি কাজ করেন?
আর কোনো কাজ করি না।
এই মাছ ধরা আর এই মাছ কি করাই আছে?
এইটাই করি আর না ভাই তো বইতেই।
By being allowed to catch the smaller natural fish, the landless poor can now sustain themselves and community harmony is preserved. The women benefit too.
এখানে বেশি ধরনের মাছ উৎপাদনের জন্য আমরা সব সময়ের জন্য মাছ পাই খাওয়ার জন্য একটু বেশি খাওয়া যেটা বাজার থেকে ক্রয় করে আনতে হতো এটা সহজে আমরা পাচ্ছি হাতের কাছে স্বল্প দামে কিনে খাওয়ার জন্য সুবিধা হয়
Besides giving the families more to eat, the women can also sell any excess fish, earning extra income to invest in new activities like raising chickens and ducks. All in all, the Beel focal floodplain has come up with some highly adaptive fishing and organizational improvements to its business.
A huge success came out from this work in terms of production, in terms of decision making, in terms of sharing of benefits among themselves. So this is a very successful kind of example of community-based fish culture.
Increased demand for fresh fish from a rising middle class in the cities has created even more opportunities for these communities. An extensive fish marketing value chain has evolved, starting with the middleman buying directly from the fishers auctioning their catch to the highest bidder.
1000 10 1000 10 50 1050 1050 1060 70 1100
and then taking it straight to the market.
Increase in the fish productivity created a lot of opportunities for the poorer people to work as fishers, middlemen, and also wholesalers as well as retailers. This is big, but 300 taka per kilogram. But in the Dhaka market, it's 500.
But all is not perfect. Fish production has indeed increased in many of the communities that have been taking lessons from the Beel Fishing Co-op. But many more still lag behind due to poor management and lack of community participation. For Dr. Benoy and his colleagues, much work still remains to be done. More research is necessary on many scientific and social topics, like improving the quality of stock fish and getting women more involved in the community-based fish business. The government has put much effort already into fish stocking and digging canals and ditches. But even greater effort in these areas is necessary to harness the full potential of all the floodplains in the country. And critically, the younger generation needs to get more involved.
We hope that in future, due to community-based organizations having a lot of innovations, the ecosystem health will be improved, and that will make it in a more sustainable future for the floodplains. So now we are going to see the fish.